What is up, YouTube? It's Tracy, aka Lil Jitsu, and I'm super excited because I'm gonna be competing for the first time in like a year and a half. Okay, this is the longest I've gone without competing ever in any of my jiu-jitsu. I will say, guys, I have gained a little bit of weight in quarantine. I got the quarantine 15 going on, so instead of competing at my normal 141, 145 pound division, I'm gonna be competing in the 155 pound division. I did weigh in this morning at like 151.2. I was just a little lazy and didn't want to cut weight. We're going to Grappling Industries Boise, and these are my game plans for the divisions. I'm gonna be competing in gi 155 purple belt adult, gi purple belt absolute adult, and no gi advanced 155 adult. That division has a few black belts and brown belts in it. We have a Bellator fighter. It's going to be a party. Pretty difficult, but for gi weight, my goal is to shoot takedowns, try and get an early 2 points, pass guard, and then look for an Ezekiel choke or a cross choke from top. So fingers crossed on that one. In purple belt absolute, just don't get smashed, right? There's gonna be some huge dudes. I'm pretty confident in my ability to roll against bigger guys, but you guys will see some Lil Jitsu jiu-jitsu in action. In advanced no-gi, this is uncharted territory. My plan is to pull guard and look for footlocks. Backstory is I have not trained footlocks very often in my jiu-jitsu career. No heel hooks, no toe holds, no knee bars, and that's what I'm going for. So we'll see. I mean, with the black belts and brown belts in there, I'm not sure how well it's gonna work out, but I might change my game plan on the fly. You guys will know by the end of the video whether or not I was actually able to implement these, but now I'm gonna go finish packing and headed to Boise, Idaho.
Let's not do that.
You're sitting here video and you're like,
oh, I don't know. I'm just chilling. Over here. Let's go compete.
Yeah, I'm just in my own world.
the Tracy in his natural habitat.
Yo, we made it. We're not gonna die.
We'll see.
It was kind of bumpy in the plane though.
I loved it.
Room. Oh, bunk beds? Oh! What?
They got scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got
Let's
scale.
check weight. Where are you supposed to be at? 185. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my turn. With the phone and the hat.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me here to reset or something?
Yeah.
Alright. Please don't be over 150. Oh! I got it at 155. I guess how much I weigh. Gonna get some snacks, find some Gatorade. We'll see what happens. Breakfast of champions. Snacks.
Little Jitsu, how are you feeling?
Nervous? About to fight some big old boys. First thing in the morning, let's go, baby.
Get it.
Ah. What is up, guys? I thought I'd do some round commentary since it's been a little while. My goal, this is purple belt absolute, is to shoot some takedowns and get an early 2 points, but this dude's strong. I wanted to do takedowns because he's only 35 pounds heavier than me, which normally isn't that much, but right there, I shot, got his leg, and then he started to stuff it. I wanted to grab his head and I completely missed and fell over. This match ended up looking a lot like this the whole time. Get to half guard, he knee cuts, I recover, get to half guard, he knee cuts, recover. At one point here, I turtle up to avoid getting passed. So, with all of the almost passes here, Grappling Industries doesn't do advantages, but in theory, he would be up 3 or 4 advantages to my 0. There's about a minute left, so I stand up, and I know I need points in order to win. So I break grips, get distance, and I'm looking for a takedown at this point. Do a little arm drag, inside trip, and I get it, but he literally lifts me up with his butterfly hook and just bounces his knees back up. So didn't get the points. He ends up winning this match 0-0 by decision. Kind of boring, but it is what it is. It's my only absolute match. Next matchup, we've got my first purple belt adult 155 match. I shoot my takedown and he pulls guard into it, so I get an easy 2 points. I'm trying to go right into a pass, grabbing his foot on the butterfly side to try and step over it, but he recovers his closed guard. At this point, we're grip fighting. I grab his sleeve and I stand up to keep him from double ankle sweeping me. And I'm going to use my right hand to push on his knee to open the guard. He does a really good job of bear hugging me though, and I can't push on his knee to open it. He lets go and stands up, but to maintain top pressure, I trip him and end up right in side control. He recovers too quickly for me to get my pass points though, and then he gets into this half butterfly again. What I'm going to do after they reset us here is he gets back to close guard, but he unlocks immediately. At this point, I stand and I try to break the grips and control his pant legs to work into a Toriando. He gets to Deli Hiva, and I'm kind of worried about this, so I start pressuring forward and I drive to my knees. End up in another half guard butterfly, and I'm working to step over that butterfly hook, controlling with my left arm. Eventually, I get past the leg and I settle my pass points. Now, inside control, he starts bucking like crazy, and I'm losing position as he gets his knees in. So I stand up, resetting the position to try and control his legs for another pass. I'm working Toriando, but at this point, he grabs my foot for an ankle lock, and I got some really weak ankles, so I'm really concerned about that, and I start pressuring forward, putting all my weight on that front leg and trying to get my foot behind my knee so that he can't attack it anymore. We end up in half guard, another half butterfly, and now I'm going to use my left hand on his knee. I'm going to grab his pant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to long step, doing basically an over-under pass. My right arm is under his thigh, and here we go. I get another pass to side control. He's got about a minute left, so he knows he's in trouble. So he grabs a suicide choke and rolls like crazy, but it's not that tight, and I'm able to posture up out of it, getting my mount, getting my pass, and ending up very high on points. At this point, I'm smothering his face with a lot of cross face, and I'm getting my Ezekiel choke grips. You can't really see it from this ankle, but I'm slowly setting it up, making sure there's lots of pressure, and I slide it in, getting the tap. Here goes match number 2, which also happens to be the finals because a couple guys didn't show up. I fake a guard pull into a single leg, and I get stuck in close guard in 3, 2, 1. After way too much time in closed guard top, I finally managed to do something, grabbing his sleeve and standing up. My goal here is to push down on his knee and open his guard, but he's got really strong legs and really strong core, and he's holding himself up while simultaneously twisting and pulling different directions until finally I fall down after he grabs my leg, of course. We're back in closed guard. He is working this arm drag to the back relentlessly. Finally, he opens up going to a lasso guard, and I pull him back using my right knee, trying to get my posture really low, and I use my right knee to try and pop his foot off of the lasso. Ref stops us, we reset, and I'm sitting here in basically a butterfly half again. I'm working to pass. He goes back to spider, and I stand up here, working the leg drag, trying to settle on his hips, but he does a good job of framing his legs away and scooting his shoulders back. I get an almost pass here, and scramble, we get back standing. Because we went out of bounds and it was a scramble, we're standing up again, and at this point the match is still 0-0. Nothing's really happened. I've been working to pass, but I managed to grab his leg, get a single leg, and there's the first 2 points of the match. But we're back in closed guard. He opens again, working to get a lasso, and I control his pants to get into a Toriando, but I switch it to a leg drag again. He starts to give up his back, but he stiff arms me away and manages to come up to his feet. At this point, with not very much time left on the clock, I realize that I can't let him score, and so I pull guard and get him locked up, End up running out the clock with a 2-0 score, winning the final. Definitely not how I wanted that match to go, but hey, win's a win, and on to no-gi. Here we go in no-gi, guys. As you can remember, my game plan was to leg lock, so I pull guard right away, and I try to pull him close to get into his legs. I get my butterfly hooks, and he starts pressuring in. I managed to have like a half guard butterfly right now, and he starts leaning really far over his shoulders. So I decide that I'm going to use that for a sweep and come up on top to score some points. After a little bit of sloppy maneuvering there, I come up into his half guard, and I work to pass, staying heavy on his hips, and use my foot as a butterfly hook to pressure his leg down and knee cut through. As I knee cut, I kick his top leg off to settle the pass, and I'm in side control. So at this point, I'm up 5-0, but I only have about 2 minutes into this match that have gone by. You can see he reaches his arm underneath my body and then basically just yanks the bejeebers out of my shoulder. I've never seen that before, but props to him. It was a good match. Not how I wanted to go, though. Looking for redemption in match number 2 of Advanced No-Gi. I don't really know what belt this guy is, or if he was a wrestler. Pulled right away, looking to get in on his legs. Most of my entries to the leg locks were from an X guard and then into a honey hole. He scrambles out of it, comes up on top, and I enter his legs again. This was kind of like a half-assed attempt at a knee bar / heel hook. Obviously, I'm not very good at these, but I decided to come up to get 2 points, since I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm in half guard again, working for a guard pass. I get the pass and settle on top. And at this point, the referee sets us standing because we were out of bounds. I really don't get why they kept resetting us. Just for kicks and giggles, I went for a little jumping guillotine here, and then decide to pull off the world's worst Imanari roll, trying to come underneath him and get his legs. That clearly did not work, but I end up in butterfly again. From the butterfly, I'm going to go to single leg X and then work to get a good purchase on his heel for the heel hook. Once I get a good grip on it, I start to rotate, but he clears his knee and I don't get the finish. We start standing again, and I pull right away. After I pull, I end up in this weird kind of deep half with my legs stuck position, and I try to sweep and come up, but he rolls out of it and scramble to get some distance so I can re-enter a good position. Get back to butterfly, and I use the shoulder crunch to try and sweep him, but he's got wide-ass legs and manages to stay on top, so I lock my closed guard because he's giving that to me. Eventually, he gets tired of being in closed guard, so he stands up, I underhook his leg, and eventually I open my guard here. I tried to go to a De La Hiva. I was going to try and do the Kawatera footlock, but he leans the opposite direction. I end up in this half guard again. I switch to single leg X, get my arm on his heel, and I start rotating to try and get the finish, but I suck at heel hooks and I can't finish them for some reason. So as I roll, he clears his knee line, time runs out, the ref stops us, and I get the dub on points.
Nice job.
Plan almost worked, guys. Except for the first match.
Post gold medal snacks.
Lunchables. Victory Lunchables. 33 different skills.
How's your voice?
That's great. What is up, YouTube? I am officially back from Boise, Idaho. Our flight got canceled at like 3 a.m. in the morning. We ended up having a flight to Seattle, but not to Portland. And so I had to fly to Seattle. My dad drove all the way up to Seattle and then drove us back in the same day. And I still missed class that evening. So it was kind of a bummer. But I wanted to say, guys, if you appreciated this content, if you want to see more videos like this in the future of competition, of my matches, of the competition process, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want to see more. Comment below what you want to see on this channel, and appreciate you guys. Peace out. Stay consistent in training.